Now, good morning, students. Today's topic is blueprint. Now, what is a blueprint? A blueprint is a distribution of the weightage that various aspects of subject should have in a test, specially constructed for it. It has a prerequisite uh, planning stage that is called a blueprint. Now, the learning objectives of today's subject are the students will able to know the meaning of blueprint or what do you understand by the blueprint. To understand the concept of blueprint, that they will understand what is the concept of blueprint. To identify the uses of blueprint in education, they will specify that these are the advantages or these are the uses of blueprint in the field of education. To be familiar with features of blueprint, that these are the different features of a blueprint. To make out the purpose of blueprint, why a blueprint should be constructed, or why a blueprint should be designed. That purpose will be understood by the teacher. List the steps of blueprint, how a blueprint can be constructed. These steps can be listed out. Now, meaning a blueprint is generally something intended as a guide when making something else. Now, what is a blueprint? That blueprint will work as a guide in constructed a test for any particular subject on any specific subject. It is a detailed plan of action or outline in a technical form. And we can say that it is a detailed plan that each and every information will be there when we are constructed a blueprint, and on the basis of that blueprint our action will be taken. Now, these are the blueprints of different, that this is the blueprint of a house and these are the blueprint of a car. Who will use the blueprint? It was first used at the construction and industry. Now, the blueprint was first used and by the construction means in the construction of house and in the industry, and in the field of industry the blueprint has been used. Later it was used in car modeling, animation, storyboarding, etc. Later on we started the use of blueprint in car modeling, animations, and animation, story building, etc. Basically, it is used at those areas where we want a detailed plan of action before executing finally. Now, what they are saying, that where we have to use a blueprint, if they are saying that the blueprint are used in those areas where we want a detailed plan of action before executing. Before executing anything, we need a detailed plan of action, and in that field, in that area, blueprints are necessary. In education, by the teachers who will use the blueprint in the field of education, it will be used by the teachers, researchers, those who are conducting researches, and administrators, those who have to decide how to change the infrastructure or what can be human resources or other resources can be used in the field of institution, that these can be the uses where the blueprint can be used in the field of education also. Meaning of blueprint in education. Now, it provides students an interactive people approach for educational planning to meet the curriculum. Now, what is that? It provides students. Now, it is giving an opportunities to the students to an interactive approach. Means the approach of a blueprint will be an interactive, where there will be an interaction. Interactive approach for educational planning, how the planning of education should be made to meet the curriculum expectations and learning objective, and all these things will be done to meet the curriculum objectives or the curriculum expectations. Now, blueprint for test. A blueprint for test or examination is also known as the test specification, provides examination strategy of an institution at a glance. Now, what is that? With the help of a blueprint or examination, also uh, we are able to get that these will be the strategy of uh, taking the examination of any institution at a glance. Means at a glance we will have all the information, specific information, which is providing examination strategy that will be adopted by any education institution for testing the student's knowledge or understanding. It is in the form of matrix, means a matrix will be used in creating the blueprint, and that is in the tabular form, means it will be in the table form. In the blueprint, we have to, as a teacher, we have to construct three types of table. That's why they are saying that it is in the tabular form. Now, the definition given by Newberry and Johnson in 1994 specify all the elements of performances relevant to the assessment, means it will include, or it will specifically include all the relevant information which are essential for the judging or assessing the performances, so that appropriate sample of activity and corresponding methods can be selected. If we want to judge the performance, every element of performance relevant to the assessment technique which we have adopted, so that appropriate sample of activities, means those activities which will be used by us to assess the performance, and corresponding methods to the methods to which we are corresponding, can be selected, and according to their relative importance to the overall assessment process. Now, the next definition was given by Cronbach in 1971. When the test items of a test, when we are constructing a blueprint, then the test items of a test are judged to adequately represent well-defined domains of content, whether it is defining all the domains of the content or not, and generalizable samples, and samples which has been selected can be easily generalized. Uses of blueprint in education. What are the uses of blueprint in the field of education? For the assessment of test specification, that is in examination. Now, blueprint has been used for, specifically, we are saying, in the construction and the development of a test. That is when we are going to take an examination. That examination will be there to assess the performances of the students, and for assessing the performance of the student, a blueprint has been constructed. Evaluating time management, how much time will be required for completing that particular task, and strategies to achieve the desired outcome. Evaluating time, that how much time is needed, and strategies, which strategies will be adopted so that desired outcomes can be achieved. Evaluate education administrators for curriculum development. Now, the blueprint has been used by the education administrators for curriculum development, how to develop the curriculum, what should be the basis of developing a curriculum. Curriculum developers to design comprehensive sequence career developmental learning opportunities. Now, what is that? That while the curriculum has been framing, while the curriculum has been designing, it should be keep in mind the opportunities that it should develop learning among the learners. That curriculum should be such that there should be a development of learning about any concept among the learner. Research and evaluators to design learning planning, means the blueprint will be used by the researchers, those who are doing researches, to design or evaluate learning plans. Which learning plan will be successful? They, if they are doing the research in the field of education, they have to use a blueprint, or they can use a blueprint to design how the learning process has been done, and on the basis of the blueprint on the learning plan, they can also evaluate their learning plans. Parents, guardians for helping young people to develop their careers from earlier ages. Now, the blueprint can also be used by the parents and the guardians for helping their young children to develop their careers from early age life. Now, features of blueprint. It is a matrix or chart reporting the number and type of test questions. Now, what is that number and type of test question? Number of questions means how many questions will be there. Whether there are 20 questions, 10 questions, or a 30 questions. Means it is a type of matrix or a chart. We can say it's a chart in which there are two type of information there are mentioned. First, the number of questions, how many questions will be there in a test paper, and type of test questions. It means whether the test paper includes essay type questions, whether the test paper includes objective type paper, or whether the test paper includes very short or short type answer type questions. Now we will get the information as a teacher. When I see the blueprint, I will able to see that I am going to make 30 questions in that particular test paper, and these 30 questions will be divided into essay type, very short, short, and objective on this manner. And objective type questions will be of two questions. There will be there of very short questions, or 4 5 questions will be there of short questions, and 2 questions will be there of essay type questions. Means every information I will able to get from the blueprint. The question represent the topics in the content area. Now the questions, the question should be based on the content from which I want to take the test of the student. For example, I am going to prepare a test paper for English language. Now, the I have to prepare the questions, and the questions should represent the topics in the content area. The topics which I have taught or make students learn are there are 4 content or the lessons from the prose, 2 lessons from the poetry, 3 or 4 topics from grammar, and 3 to 4 topics from the comprehension. So every topic should have its representation in the type in the framing of the questions at the time I am preparing the blueprint. The questions are based on the learning objectives from each topic. Now, the questions which you are framing should be based on the learning objectives. Means it should be objective based question. Means the question should be included by the learning objective. What are the learning objectives? And the questions will be framed to judge whether those objectives have been achieved or not. Clear? It also identifies the percentage weighting of cognitive dimensions. Now, what are the different dimensions? These are the cognitive dimensions, affective dimensions, and the psychomotor dimension. Now, which type of dimension, how much percentage will be given by the teacher to assess the dimensions. Now, for example, I have prepared a paper of 10 marks, and I have to give a weightage. How much weightage I will give for measuring the cognitive dimension? If I am saying that my I from 10 marks, I will give 70% percentage or weightage for assessing the cognitive dimension. Means it should also be mentioned in the blueprint that how much percentage of weightage was given by me to measuring to assessing the different dimensions. Is also identified. Means it gives the information to the teacher or to the guidance to the researcher that how much percentage of weightage of giving a dimension has been there. Now, next is purpose of blueprint. What are the purpose or the objectives of preparing or constructing a blueprint? The first one is provide conceptual map of examination format and the content area. Now, the blueprint provides you the information related to the conceptual map of examination, that this will be the concept of examination format and the content area, and from these area the question paper will be prepared, and from these topics or these content will be covered while preparing the question. I type of measurement tool for assessing the items. Now, these are the type of assessment tools which I will use to assess the performances of the learner. For assessing the items weightage, the respective column of learning objectives. Now, what is that type of measurement tools? That this will be the measurement tools, or with the help of these measurement tools, I will assess the items weightage, means the weightage given to a particular item. Now, item, it can be a very short question, it can be a short question, or it can be a long essay. The respective column of learning objectives. Now, what are the learning objectives? The learning, the knowledge, the understanding, the skills. These are the learning objectives related to a particular subject or a topic. Now, we have to assess the performances on the basis of these objectives, whether I, as a teacher, able to achieve my objectives or not. How I will check that? I will check on the basis of the test. If this number of students are passing in that, getting distinction marks, then I will say that my objectives has been fulfilled. Blueprint is seen as readily available document. It's a document which contain the list of topics, means the topics from which the test paper has been constructed, the list of topics covered under each module with its identified learning objective, and everything, list of topics, that these are the list of topics covered under each module under any units, particular units, with its different and identified learning objectives, and these are the learning objectives for that particular topic. And these documents, all these relevant information is readily available for anyone who can want to see at any time. Content validity of assessment. Now we have saying that when we are preparing a blueprint for that, then we will judging the content validity of assessment. Purpose of blueprint continue. It guides item collection and development. Now, what is that guides item collection? Means which item should be selected for the blueprint for the examination of the students. Means you have to select, or the collection should be there of the different questions. Now, what blueprint helps? The blueprint helps you to guide that these items can be collected with the help of blueprint, and the development of these items can be easily done with the help of blueprint. It provides a clear framework for the researcher to design items which assess the important concept or thinking skill listed in the blueprint. Now, it provides a clear framework. Now, it gives a clear picture what thing will be assessed and what items will be prepared to assessing that information, and that type of information that can be needed by anyone can be easily taken by the blueprint. Means all these type of information can be easily gathered by the teacher or the researcher. Now, which assess the important concept of thinking skills listed in the test blueprint. It also provides sources for the formative use and of the summative assessment. Now, what is that formative? Formative, when the evaluation of the student is on the continuous basis during the teaching learning process after the completion of the topic or the unit. And when we are talking about the summative assessment, the assessment will take place after the completion of the year, or the assessment will be take after the semester system. So it also provide, now blueprint also provides sources for the formative uses. Now these are the sources from which the formative test can be used and summative assessment can be done to satisfy the Bloom taxonomy of educational objectives. Now the blueprint is also helping to satisfy The Bloom taxonomy of educational objectives. Now, what are the Bloom taxonomy of educational objectives? We will discuss now. Bloom taxonomy or educational objectives of Bloom taxonomy. These are the educational objectives who were given by the Bloom. Now, the first one is knowledge. At the lower level, we assess the knowledge whether the student has knowledge of that particular topic or not. Comprehension, whether the student has understand that concept or not. Application, whether the student will able to apply that information or not. Synthesis means the information the is not divided into parts, the full information when all the parts, all the elements join together. Evaluation, how the evaluation will be done. Now, recall of information, discovery, observation, listening, locating, naming. All these things are included in the knowledge. Means the student will able to recall the information which was shared by the teacher with him. Discovery, he is discovering a new concept. Observation, he is observing something. Listening to some factual knowledge. Or locating name and information, and locating the particular information or the name, that is in the knowledge part. Now the second one is comprehension, means understanding. Means the student will able to understand that concept or not. Translating the concept, summarizing the concept, means the whole concept has been given by the teacher, and now the student will able to summarize all the information which will be shared by the teacher. Demonstrating, the student will demonstrate that knowledge. Discussing, the student will take part in the discussion. Now, application, how that knowledge will be applied by you. Using and applying knowledge, you are using that particular information and you are applying that particular information. Using problem solving methods means you can use the problem solving method, you are applying that method in solving the problems of your life. Manipulating, you are changing some facts. Designing, when you are designing a new concept. Or experimenting, or you are experimenting with the current information. Now, analysis. Identifying and analysis pattern, organization of ideas, recognizing trends. Now, understanding means you are able to understand and analyze pattern. What is the pattern after the analysis? The researcher or the teacher will come, and this is the pattern of analyzing a thing. Organization of ideas, when all the ideas are scattered, now you can analyze all the information at one place. Recognizing trends, what is trending. Now, synthesis, using old concept to create new ideas, means you are able to create a new idea, and that new idea will be created on the using of old concept. Design and invention, you are designing something, you are inventing something. Composing, imagining, inferring, modifying, prediction, or combining. You can predict that this or this will be added, then that information will be generated. That is called the predictive. Now the evaluation. Assessing theories means you are making an assessment of the theories which has been applied. Components of ideas, the ideas which you have employed. Evaluating outcomes means you are evaluating whether those objectives which we have prepared, whether we are able to achieve those or not. Evaluating outcomes, what are the outcomes, whether we are able to achieve the outcomes which we have decided or not. Solving, you are in a position of solving the problems. Judging, you will come to a judgment. Recommending, you are recommending something. And rating, and that is the Bloom taxonomy. Now, revised Bloom taxonomy, what is that? Evaluation has been changed by evaluating. We are not focusing only on a test which has to be taken at the end for the learners. Means we should be involved in the continuous evaluating process. Synthesis is changed with the creating. Means how a creative child can be developed, how we can develop creativity among elder students. Analysis remains the analyzing. Application we change to applying that knowledge. Comprehension is changed to the understanding, means how much you understand from a given topic. Now, knowledge is changed to the remembering, how you remember things, recall, and recognition of the knowledge which we have given to you. Now, guideline steps to prepare a blueprint. If someone asks you to prepare a blueprint, then how will you prepare a blueprint? Now, content analysis. Now, first you have to analyze the content. Now, what do you mean by the analysis of content? When the whole content is divided into different parts, into simple forms, agar in simple content, then it is called the content analysis. Now, what are the different steps of that? They are included in the content analysis. The main idea, means the student will able to find out the main idea of the topic. Then main vocabulary, the student will able to identify, or the teacher will able to identify with the help of blueprint, that these are the difficult topics which I need to cover fast. Now, determination of learning objective. What are the learning objectives of teaching that particular subject? For example, right now we have discussed that I have want to take a test of English language, and now I have to prepare an objective. Determination of learning objective, whether knowledge has been there or not, understanding is there or not, skill is there or not. This is this type of information is what determination of learning objectives. You are determining that these are the particular my learning objective. Determination of number of items for each topic based on learning objective. Determination of number of items, how much questions should be asked from that particular subject or topic. Determination of number of items, you have to determine, you have to examine that 4 or 5 or 10 items should be there related to each topic. Determining the types of question, and the blueprint also help the teacher in determining the type of question, means how many questions will be asked and what are those type of questions. For example, I am saying that I have asked the students to write an application to the teacher that the effect of COVID on their mental health, these type of information, and that type of skill-based question. Now, determining the type of question, whether this question is a very short question, short essay type, or the last one as a very short. So you have to determine the blueprint, help you to find out that these are the basis of determining the type of question, that how many type, what type of question will be asked by the teacher for teaching that particular subject or topic. Now, the content analysis, it is a means to divide the whole content of the syllabus or course into a systematic tabular form. Now, content analysis, we will divide the content into a systematic tabular form, in a table form. Now, what is that? Content will be divided into three categories: the main idea, the main vocabulary, and the main thought. What is the main thought? What is the main idea? And what is the main vocabulary? Now, it is a means to divide the whole content of the syllabus. Now, that again, we have to divide the whole content of the particular syllabus into different units. For example, there are five chapters, and we have to divide the content on the basis of the units. Then I will think what are the similar content that can be put in a different unit, and those topics which are different from the first one, then you it can be included in a this di- different content analysis manner. Example, unit 1. This is the unit 1. Subtopics, lesson 1. Subtopics will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4. Now we have divided the whole content. The content is lesson 1 into four sections. Now these four sections are 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, or 1.4. Now, on from the basis of the topic 1.1, I will frame main idea, I will frame main vocabulary, main facts that I will have to construct. Then from again topic 1.2, I have to construct again that these are the main idea, main vocabulary, and main facts. Now, determination of learning objectives. We have decided that we will be using, if we are using the Bloom taxonomy, then we will know that its learning objective, Bloom taxonomy learning objectives is dependent on knowledge, understanding, and application of the knowledge. Now, subtopic 1.1. Now you are framing that how many questions will be asked by the teacher in the question paper, and that before revealing this fact that this question paper will contain this marks, or that the teacher is formulating, or the teacher is establishing a blueprint on the basis of Bloom taxonomy. Now topic 1.1. In that topic also you have to find the main idea, main vocabulary, and main thoughts. Now, you are saying that this learning objective, there will be two questions from the knowledge. First questions from the understanding, and the third one is from the application. Now, case two, the two people are there who are understanding the knowledge. These two questions will be there on the basis of the objectives of understanding, and one question will be there from the application. How will they apply that information? Now, topic 3.3 again, two from knowledge, one from understanding, and zero for application. Students, it is not necessary that every topic should able to satisfy every objectives of Bloom taxonomy. For example, some students while developing their lesson plan, they will say, ma'am, a skill based objective, I am not able to frame any objective, or I haven't teach the students the making of a pot or the making of a picture. Then how she or he can ask the students to join the same? Determination of number of items for each topics. Now what is that? You are dividing the number of questions which you have decided to be in your question paper, and now you will divide that papers marks will be on the basis of topic 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, on which you are going to give your test. Now, uh, lesson 1, topic 1.1, two questions will be from knowledge, two questions will be from understanding, and one question will be from application. Now, the total number of items that were included were 5. Now, topic 1.2, there will be two questions from the knowledge, two from the understanding, and one from the application. Means in 1.2 also there will be two, there will be two uh, there will be five questions from different knowledge domains, or knowledge of Bloom taxonomy. Topic 1.3, knowledge will be have two, understanding will be of one, and application will be again of zero. Means it will construct, it will need only three items to make a lesson plan, or the examination system on the basis of the blueprint. Six, now total will be the six items. Means six items will be constructed by the teacher at the blueprint for knowing their knowledge on the basic subject which they are teaching. and hence total 13 items were constructed from each lesson. Now you have to construct 13 items for conducted from a lesson plan means one from one lesson plan we are constructing 13 items from which each level of objective has their own weightage and according to the objective which we have prepared. Now the weightage of that faculty will be differ. Now, in this way, number of items for other lesson could be constructed. See table below. Example, lesson 1. This lesson 1 is divided into 3 sub lesson topics, means 3 lesson plans. The topic will lesson 1 lesson, the first lesson plan will be divided into 3 categories, or I can say, the chapter is divided into 3 bases. The first one is knowledge, means there will be two questions related to the knowledge, two is understanding, and one from application. Now, if I want to prepare a blueprint till lesson 3, then this will be the basis of judging the performances of the students. Now, determining the types of items. The number of types of items can be determining the types of items in each module and also provide weightage to each type of item. Means every item should be given a weightage while they are framing the elementary education. Now, the first item types can be divided into two, that is subjective based and then objective based. Means you are preparing a test item that will have uh, uh, which is based on subjective basis, and the second one is objective basis. In the subjective basis we will include questions related to essay type, means a teacher can give a essay type question to the students. Short answer type, a student has to give an answer in 1 or 2 lines. Now, very short answer, the student has to recall from one, the student can able to recall from the above table or from the other sources. Now, objective type questions will be based on to recall, means you are recalling the information which is already given to you. Recognitions, you are trying to recognize the information. For example, I am giving you in India got independence in dash, and there are the different options, fun 2000, 2020, 2001, or 1947. Now according to the knowledge of the learner, he will try to recall the information when India got the independence. First thing, recognition, that you are recognizing the correct information which has been shared by the teacher. Now, a recall is again divided into two, simple or the fair. Now, simple recall means that you are recalling the information. A recognition test means a test will be constructed. Classify, you can classify the information. Multiple choices, you can give multiple choices, means a question will be there and there are different choices. Correct options are there and you have to select the correct answer from the analogy. For example, black and white, and now on the basis of that you have to frame 4 dash, the 4 or 2 means there is a with the relationship which you able to formulate from the first section. Now you have to also maintain that similar in relation in the second part, and that is called a analogy. And the next thing which you will able can construct for testing the recognition, whether the student teacher is recognizing that information or not, true or false can also be constructed by you. Now, benefits of blueprint: give feedback on student progress, means with the help of the blueprint, we will able to know that how the students are progressing, and teacher delivering the curriculum and how the teacher has been using or modeling the purpose of a curriculum. From student point, how well they attain the objectives. On from the student perspective, we will able to know the information how well the student will able to attain the objective which we have priorly decided. provides a guide to both to students and the teacher. Now, blueprint is not only helping the teachers, but it is also helping the students. Determines the reliability and validity of the examination. Means validity and validity of any examination can be based with the help of the blueprint. Bloom taxonomy helps in developing the entire written and some aspect of practical question. Means with the help of blueprint, we can help in developing the entire written test paper, how the test paper will be there. Now, every time the question will change, not the blueprint. Means you have decided that you will ask two questions from the knowledge. Now, if that question is not satisfying the question, not judging the objective of knowledge, then you don't have to change the question paper or the you don't have to change the blueprint, but you just have to change the question paper or the question number 5 or 6, which is related to the testing of the knowledge among the learners. Now, these are the references which you can, in this particular topic, we have understood the meaning and concept of blueprint, importance of blueprint, uses of blueprint, and for further readings on today's topic, you can refer these references. Now let us discuss some MCQs, as MCQs are the best way to judge the learning outcomes of the students. Now A option, A dash is generally something intended as a guide when making something else. Means who is guiding the teachers in making something. It's blueprint, B white print, C pink print, or the D green print. Now the correct answer is blueprint. Second one, dash is a detailed plan of action or outline in a technical form. Now, who is helping the teacher in taking in knowing the related detailed information of action or outcomes? Uh, and should be in the technical form. A blueprint, B white print, C pink print, or the D green print. So the correct answer is blueprint. It provides students an interactive approach for educational planning to meet the dash expectations. Oh, what are the options? A curriculum, B syllabus, C content, or the D lesson. Now the correct option is option A, and the correct answer is curriculum. A blueprint for test is also known as the test specification, provides that strategy for an institution at a glance. Now the options are A examination, B test, C evaluation, or the D measurement. Now the correct answer is option A examination. Blueprint is seen as readily available document which contain the list of topics covered under each module with its identified dash objectives. The options are learning, B teaching, C examining, or the D testing. Now you have to select the correct answer, and now the correct answer is learning. Blueprint is a dash reporting the number and type of test question. A matrix, B larger, C cell, or the D table, and the correct answer is option A, that is matrix. Dash also provides source for the formulative uses of the summative assessment. Now, who is helping that? In A option, it is blueprint, B white print, C pink print, or the D value print. So the correct answer is blueprint. Now the eighth one, content analysis is a means to divide the whole content of a syllabus into a systematic dash form. Now which is that the systematic form? A tabular, B cyclic, C dynamic, or D peripheral. Now that is the tabular form. Taxonomy help in developing the entire written and some aspect of practical question. A. Bloom, C. Bacon, C. Alexander, and the D is the Jackson. And the correct answer it is that the blueprint. determining the type of items in each dash and also provide weightage to each type of items. Now, what are the options? The options are A module, B fixed, C large, or the G genius, and the correct answer is module. Thank you, students. Thank you, students. With this particular narration, we understand what is a blueprint, what are the objectives or the purpose of constructing a blueprint, what is the uses of blueprint, what is the importance of blueprint, and what are the different steps of constructing or developing a blueprint. So, in the next lecture, we will focus on how the different blueprints can be used for evaluating the different type of examination system, whether it is an annual system or whether it is an semester system, or how blueprint will be used in constructing a test for the open book exam or the test exam constructed on the computer based learning. Thank you, students. Thank you so much.